We are all ventricle, spine, lung, larynx, and gut, clavicle, and nape. We are temple and follicle. We are wishbone and gland and molar and lobe. We are hippocampus and exposed nerve and cornea. You want to know what women are made of? Open wide and find out.
Welcome to the 2021 Indiana Poetry Out Loud State Finals. Tonight, we'll be celebrating the accomplishments of some of the best and brightest in our state. Hi, I'm Devin Ginn, a poet, a former Poetry Out Loud student competitor, and your MC for tonight. Over the next 30 minutes, we'll be showing clips of student competitors. We'll hear from some exciting guest speakers who want to congratulate the students, and we'll also announce the winners of the Poetry Out Loud and Poetry Ourselves competitions. I've been able to meet some of these students myself and hear their recitations, and believe me, you're going to be blown away by these young poets. But before we get to the awards, let's meet the students. Meet June Hill. June is a senior at Homestead High School in Fort Wayne. This is her second year competing in Poetry Out Loud. She loves reading, writing, backpacking, and her two golden retrievers.
Dust by Dorianne Lowe. Someone spoke to me last night, told me the truth. Just a few words, but I recognized it. I knew I should make myself get up, write it down, but it was late, and I was exhausted from working all day in the garden, moving rocks. Now, I remember only the flavor. Not like food, sweet or sharp. More like a fine powder, like dust. And I wasn't elated or frightened, but simply wrapped, aware. That's how it is sometimes. God comes to your window all bright light and black wings, and you're just too tired to open it.
Meet Eleanor Houlihan. Eleanor is a dedicated sophomore at Pike High School in Indianapolis and hopes to go into an acting career after college.
Figure by Robert Wrigley. You want a piece of me to see from the flesh of me, a flesh from within me that no one's ever seen. Not me, nor the mother or the lovers of me, a piece that will have been me, but then no longer me. Instead, a synecdoche of me, or possibly metonymy, a figure of speech of me, in contiguity or association with me, a part for the whole of me, a sliver that was once me, so you might perceive the end of me.
Meet Piper Murphy. Piper is a junior at Park Tudor School and is representing the Poetry Out Loud program at the Indiana Writers Center. At her school, she is the president of the GSA, an active member of the Model United Nations, and also participates on several sports teams. Outside of school, she loves participating in shows and plans on majoring in musical theater in college. When she's not doing homework, she likes writing songs and practicing her instruments.
Revenge by Letitia Elizabeth Landon. I gaze upon her rose-wreathed hair and gaze upon her smile. Seem as you drank the very air her breath perfumed the while, and wake for her the gifted line that wild and witching lay, and swear your heart is as a shrine that only owns her sway. 'Tis well. I am revenged at last. Mark you that scornful cheek. The eye averted as you passed spoke more than words could speak. Aye, now by all the bitter tears that I have shed for thee, the racking doubts, the burning fears, avenged they well may be by the nights passed in sleepless care, the days of endless woe, all that you taught my heart to bear, all that yourself will know. I would not wish to see you laid within an early tomb. I should forget how you betrayed and only weep your doom, but this is fitting punishment, to live and love in vain. O my wrung heart, be thou content and feed upon his pain. Go thou and watch her lightest sigh. Thine own it will not be. And bask beneath her sunny eye, it will not turn on thee. 'Tis well, the rack, the chain, the wheel. Far better hast thou proved, even I could almost pity feel, for thou art not beloved.
Meet Kamar Saitowski. Kamar is a 17-year-old senior from Indianapolis that'll be graduating in the spring of 2021. He sees himself attending a 4-year college, pursuing a psychology degree in hopes to become a future school counselor. In his free time, Kamar enjoys reading, creating pixel art, and writing. He strongly believes that if everyone took a little time to listen, just like how we listened carefully to those reciting poetry, the world would be a better place.
Work Without Hope by Samuel Taylor Coleridge. All nature seems at work. Slugs leave their lair, the bees are stirring, birds are on the wing, and winter slumbering in the open air wears on his smiling face a dream of spring. And I the while, the sole unbusy thing, nor honey make, nor pair, nor build, nor sing. Yet well I ken the banks where amaranths blow have traced the fount when streams of nectar flow. Bloom, O ye amaranths, bloom for whom ye may. For me, ye bloom not, glide rich streams away. With lips unbrightened, breathless brow I stroll. And would you learn the spells that drowse my soul? Work without hope draws nectar in a sieve, and hope without an object cannot live.
Meet Maya Suber. Maya is a current sophomore at Heron High School in Indianapolis. Maya loves the arts. She loves to spend her free time binge watching her favorite films or reading a book series. Her favorite poets are Edgar Allan Poe and Maya Angelou.
Fate by Carolyn Wells. Two shall be born the whole world wide apart, and speak in different tongues and pay their debts in different kinds of coin, and give no heed each to the other's being, and know not that each might suit the other to a T, if they were but correctly introduced, and these unconsciously shall bend their steps, escaping Spaniards and defying war, unerringly toward the same trysting place, albeit they know it not, until at last they enter the same door, and suddenly they meet. And ere they see in each other's face, they fall into each other's arms upon the Broadway cable car. And this is fate.
Meet Amy Wall. Amy is a junior at Forest Park Junior Senior High School in Ferdinand, where she is involved in many clubs and activities. She's excited to improve on her public speaking skills and self-confidence while also learning about literary history and contemporary life throughout the competition.
Flirtation by Rita Dove. After all, there's no need to say anything. At first, an orange peeled and quartered, flares like a tulip on a Wedgwood plate. Anything can happen. Outside, the sun has rolled up her rugs in night-strewn salt. Across the sky, my heart is humming a tune I haven't heard in years. Quiet's cool flesh, let's sniff and eat it. There are ways to make of the moment. Topiary. So, the pleasures in walking through.
Meet Lucia Walker. Lucia is a senior at Bloomington High School South. She enjoys singing and dancing in choral and theatrical productions, playing lacrosse, and acting as president of her school's student council and National Honor Society. Lucia has always loved performing, and this love led her to poetry. She is looking forward to competing and listening to the other talented students sharing their recitations this year.
When You Are Old by William Butler Yeats. When you are old and gray and full of sleep and nodding by the fire, take down this book and slowly read and dream of the soft look your eyes had once and of their shadows deep. How many loved your moments of glad grace and loved your beauty with love false or true? But one man loved the pilgrim soul in you and loved the sorrows of your changing face. And bending down beside the glowing bars, murmur a little sadly how love fled, and paced upon the mountains overhead, and hid his face amid a crowd of stars.
Meet Kinley Thomas. Kinley is a 10th grade student at Bluffton High School and is representing the Poetry Out Loud program at the Creative Arts Council of Wells County. She enjoys literature and theater and finds that performing poetry is a unique way to combine her passion for language with performance.
We Lived Happily During the War by Ilya Kaminsky. And when they bombed other people's houses, we protested. But not enough. We opposed them, but not enough. I was in my bed, around my bed, America was falling. Invisible house by invisible house by invisible house. I took a chair outside and watched the sun. In the 6th month of a disastrous reign, in the house of money, in the street of money, in the city of money, in the country of money, our great country of money, we, forgive us, lived happily during the war.
Wow, weren't those students amazing? Hi, I'm Louis Rickey, Executive Director of the Indiana Arts Commission. We are so proud to partner on this incredible program with the National Endowment for the Arts and the National Poetry Foundation. I've had the pleasure of seeing the Poetry Out Loud program in action for over a decade, and every year I'm so impressed by these young poets. Their stage presence and creative expression shine through and make us proud to host this national program here in Indiana. Let's hear more about how this program reaches all U.S. states and territories from the National Endowment for the Arts.
Thanks, Louis. Hi, everyone in Indiana. I'm so happy to join you all today and to congratulate all students participating in the program. I'm Lauren Miller, the Poetry Out Loud Program Manager at the National Endowment for the Arts. The perseverance of all teachers, students, and organizers in this challenging year is so inspiring to me, and I'm so thrilled that students in every state, DC, Puerto Rico, the US Virgin Islands, American Samoa, and Guam were able to participate. I'd like to thank the Indiana Arts Commission for their continued success in bringing poetry out loud to the state of Indiana. The National Endowment for the Arts and the Poetry Foundation look forward to hosting the Indiana State Champion at the virtual national finals later this spring. I'm at the edge of my seat. Is it time to announce the winners yet?
Not yet, Lauren. Next, I want to introduce Poetry Ourselves Indiana. Poetry Ourselves is a statewide original poetry competition for students in high school. This year, we had the highest number of submissions of original poems in the history of the Poetry Ourselves program. It's clear that this year, more than ever, these young poets have important things to say. So without further ado, the third place winner of the Poetry Ourselves competition is Iris Cryocamp. Iris is a junior at Bloomington High School South in Bloomington, Indiana. Her poem is titled, "There is a Tangerine Tree in My Backyard." Congratulations to Iris. Now, in second place for Poetry Ourselves 2021 is Grace Choi. Grace is a freshman at Bloomington High School South in Bloomington, Indiana. Her poem is titled, "My Cookie." Congratulations, and now I'm excited to announce the first place winner of the Poetry Ourselves 2021 Original Poetry Competition is Jaden Baskin. Jaden is a senior at Pike High School in Indianapolis, Indiana. His poem is titled, "At 12 the Birds Sing." All of these award-winning poems will be available in Indiana's Digital Poetry Archive in verse later this year. And now, I'd like to welcome a special guest to announce the top winners of Poetry Out Loud, including who will represent Indiana at the National Championships.
Hi, I'm Janet Holcomb, First Lady of Indiana. The governor and I love supporting the creative expression of young people in Indiana. And from listening to the recitations so far, I've been so impressed by each student's understanding of the poems and the confidence in their delivery. The Indiana Arts Commission invited me here today to announce the winners of the Poetry Out Loud Indiana State Finals. But before I do, I'd like to take a moment to thank our incredible teachers who have supported their students in this program. Your passion and service are inspiring Indiana's future leaders. Thank you. Okay, let's announce the winners of Poetry Out Loud. Drum roll, please. In third place is June Hill from Homestead High School in Fort Wayne.
Epistle to Mrs. Tyler by Christopher Smart. It ever was allowed, dear madam, even from the days of Father Adam, of all perfection flesh is heir to, fair patience is the gentlest virtue. This is a truth our grandams teach, our poets sing and parsons preach. Yet after all, dear Moll, the fact is we seldom put it into practice. I'll warrant, if one knew the truth, you've called me many an idle youth, and styled me rude, ungrateful bear, enough to make a parson swear. I shall not make a long oration in order for my vindication, for what the plague can I say more than lazy dogs have done before? Such stuff is naught but mere tautology, and so take that for my apology. First then, for custards, my dear Mary, the produce of your dainty dairy, for stewed, for baked, for boiled, for roast, and all the teas and all the toast, with thankful tongue and bowing attitude, I here present you with my gratitude. Next, for you, apples, pears, and plums, acknowledgment and order comes, for wine, for ale, for fowl, for fish, for even all one's appetite can wish for. But, oh ye pens, and oh ye pencils, and all ye scribbling utensils, say in what words, and in what metre, shall unfeigned admiration greet her? For that rich banquet, so refined, her conversation gave the mind, the solid meal of sense and worth, set off by the dessert of mirth, wit's fruit, and pleasure's genial bowl, and all the joyous flow of soul. For these, and every kind ingredient that formed your love,
Your most obedient.
Congratulations, June. In second place is Piper Murphy from Park Tudor High School in Indianapolis, and representing the Indiana Writers Center.
Emily Dickinson at the Poetry Slam by Dan Vera. I will tell you why she rarely ventured from her house. It happened like this. One day she took the train to Boston, made her way to the darkened room, put her name down in cursive script, and waited her turn. When they read her name aloud, she made her way to the stage, straightened the papers in her hands, pages and envelopes, the backs of grocery bills. She closed her eyes for a minute, took a breath, and began. From her mouth, perfect words exploded, intact formulas of light and darkness. She dared to rhyme with words like cochineal and describe the skies like diadem. Obscurely worded incantations filled the room with an alchemy that made the very molecules quake. The solitary words she handled in her upstairs room with keen precision came rumbling out to make the electric lights flicker. 40 members of the audience were treated for hypertension. 20-year-old dark-haired beauties found their heads had turned a Moses white. Her second poem erased the memory of every cell phone in the nightclub. And by the fourth line of the sixth verse, the grandmother in the upstairs apartment had been cured of her rheumatism. The papers reported the power outages. The area hospitals taxed their emergency generators, and sirens were heard to wail through the night. Quietly, she made her way to the exit, walked to the terminal, and rode back to Amherst. She never left her room again, and never read such syllables aloud.
Congratulations, Piper. Okay, the moment we've all been waiting for. The 2021 Indiana State Champion is Lucia Walker from Bloomington High School South.
Why? Because the Dazzling Sun by Emily Bronte. Why? Because the dazzling sun restored my earth to joy, have you departed, every one, and left a desert sky. All through the night your glorious eyes were gazing down in mine, and with a full heart's thankful sighs I blessed that watch divine. I was at peace, and drank your beams as they were life to me, and reveled in my changeful dreams like petrel on the sea. Thought followed thought, star followed star through boundless regions on, while one sweet influence near and far thrilled through and proved us one. Why did the morning rise to break so great, so pure a spell, and scorch with fire the tranquil cheek where your cool radiance fell? Blood red he rose, and arrow straight his fierce beam struck my brow. The soul of nature sprang elate, but mine sunk sad and low. My lids closed down, yet through their veil I saw him blazing still, and bathe in gold the misty dale, and flash upon the hill. I turned me to the pillow then, to call back night, and see your worlds of solemn light again throb with my heart and me. It would not do. The pillow glowed, and glowed both roof and floor, and birds sang loudly in the wood, and fresh winds shook the door. The curtains waved, the wakened flies were murmuring round my room, imprisoned there till I should rise and give them leave to roam. O stars and dreams and gentle night, O night and stars, return, and hide me from the hostile light that does not warm but burn, that drains the blood of suffering men, drinks tears instead of dew. Let me sleep through his blinding rain, and only wake with you.
Congratulations, Lucia. The governor, Henry, and I are looking forward to cheering you on this April when you represent our state in the national competition.
All I can say is wow. The talent and creativity we've just seen is phenomenal. I know all of these students have a bright future. The top 3 winners tonight will receive cash prizes, money for their school libraries, an original Indiana Poetry Out Loud artwork, and a signed book of poetry from Indiana's Poet Laureate Matthew Graham. Thank you all for tuning in to the Indiana Poetry Out Loud Local State Finals. It has been my pleasure to be your host tonight. I hope you're feeling as inspired as I am, and I cannot wait to see everyone next year. Have a good night.